Hello again, everyone. I just wanted to remind you what we're doing, learning about animal body parts and being able to tell how that body part helps the animal. And I just wanted to give you another suggestion. You know, everything doesn't have to be drawn or written. You could do this with your child if you had toy animals, like the orangutan climbs the trees to catch food, get food. He eats fruits and vegetables in the trees and escapes danger quickly. I had a little toy zebra. And remember, this whole column can be illustrations, and you can help your child write that part if you're working at home. Because I might be helping the children that are not virtual. So feel free to help them write this. And remember, this can be illustrated. Next is, today you should maybe get the last one done. Zoo scavenger hunt, claim, evidence, reasoning. An animal's body parts help it survive. What is one body part that helps animals survive? Remember, I'm going to show you more body parts today, and I've shown you several the day before. And then you have to complete the sentence and a really nice illustration. So remember, if you don't want to do it in Google Slides, you can always do it in a notebook and send it to me. So also, let me show you how you would be graded, because science is a participation grade, not necessarily A, B, C, D, F. So you have to make a claim. And your claim is an animal's eyes, an animal's skin, an animal's feet like suction cups, whatever you choose. Help it survive because, and then tell me how it helps the animal survive. Catches food, keep other animals from wanting to eat it, run away, survive the cold. So that's making a claim. So does your claim make sense? Is it correct? Did you make a claim but it's incorrect? Or did you not make a claim at all? And then evidence. Did you explain why you understand that that animal body part helps it to survive? Did you give me evidence but it doesn't have anything to do with the claim? Or did you not give me any evidence? So I'll put a picture up. This is how you get graded for this whole project. And this page is the final part. Now I'm going to let you see some more body parts. Okay? We're going to read a really nice book called Actual Size. So when the man did the artwork, he tried to draw things that were the actual size of animals. This is a gorilla's hand. If you ever get a chance to check this out of the library, it's by a man called Steve Jenkins, and it's fun to put your hand by the gorilla hand and see how much bigger it is. Your public library may have this book. Actual Size by Steve Jenkins. So, when you're looking at any moth, this is an atlas moth. Is so large that sometimes when people see it flying, they think it's a bird. Look at my grown-up hand by this moth. That's really big. So then you ask yourself, how does it help it survive? Well, it gets away if something wants to eat it. It moves around to find food. That's how its wings help the atlas moth to survive. And the book says, did you ever look a giant squid in the eye? Oh, they're going to give us a squid on the next page. Have you ever shaken hands with a gorilla or been face to face with a tiger? All of these animals in this book are shown at actual size, so you can see how you measure up to creatures both large and small. So naturally they couldn't put the giant squid in the book, so they focused on his eye. The giant squid lives deep in the ocean, where its enormous eyes help it see in the dim light. The body and the tentacles can get up to 59 feet long, and the eye is 12 inches across. So also, I have a grown-up hand. Look how big just his eye is. A lot of children at school thought this was a dog. It's a bear. The Alaskan brown bear is the largest meat-eating animal that lives on land. The elephant's larger, but the elephant doesn't eat meat. The brown bear eats meat. So once again, look at my hand. If he bit me, he could take off my hand. This is a very dangerous animal. Oops, sorry about the camera. Now this is an ostrich. Because the ostrich is so big, they can't put the whole thing in the book, but they give you a close-up of his beak and his eye and his neck. Look at how big that egg is. Look how long his beak is. This is a large bird. And it says he can get up to 9 feet. And he can weigh 340 pounds. This is a spider. I will tell you what spider it is. It is the Goliath bird eater tarantula. The Goliath bird eater tarantula is big enough to catch and eat birds and small animals. 12 inches across. So, his legs help him move, his legs help him climb to get away, to get towards food. Naturally, he can bite the food and disable it. All of these things help the animal to survive. Now look at this. It's a big book. It took 3 pages just to make the snout, the nose of the crocodile. This is the saltwater crocodile, the world's largest reptile. I believe the longest one they've ever found is 23 feet. And this one wouldn't be 23 feet, but look. Look how much, think if that bit you. That is a large animal. And clearly, this helps him survive because that helps him catch dinner. Now look at this frog. Not all frogs are this big, thankfully. This is the Goliath frog that lives in Africa. It's big enough to catch and eat some birds and rats. It can be 36 inches with its legs extended, and it can get up to 7 pounds. Once again, you can use a grown-up hand. And look at my whole arm as your comparison since you're online. This clearly helps him jump to catch those birds. That's how this body part helps him to survive. And guess whose mouth that is? This is too close to a great white shark. He can get up to 21 feet, 6,000 pounds, and his teeth can be 4 inches long. So once again, look at that comparison. So if you would be thinking of the papers you have to complete, this animal finds food and water. This animal eats meat. This is my favorite page because I like primates. This is a very large primate, the gorilla on the front cover. And gorillas use their hands in many ways, often like us. They use it to eat, to move around. They actually can walk on their knuckles. We don't do that. And then look at this little lemur. It's a pygmy mouse lemur. That's his actual size. He could fit in my hand. His hands are bigger than double my hands. But they're both primates. The huge gorilla and the pygmy mouse lemur both have hands a lot like ours. The gorilla can be 5.5 feet tall and 600 pounds. And the mouse lemur is only 2.5 inches tall and he weighs 1 ounce. So he probably gets his food in trees because you see him climbing. That wouldn't be the whole tiger head, but 2 pages make up a lot of the tiger head. The Siberian tiger is the biggest of the big cats. He can get 14 feet from the tip of his nose to his tail, and he can be anywhere from 500 to 700 pounds. Once again, look at my hand for comparison. Oh, he could probably get away from danger fast. You know, I don't know if most tigers, they can climb up on rocks and things. I don't know if they climb too many trees. We'd have to look that up. Look at these insects. This one is the world's heaviest insect. This one is the world's longest insect. That's another thing called a Goliath. The Goliath beetle is the world's heaviest insect. The rare giant walking stick is the world's longest insect. It can be 22 inches long. So this is an interesting body part. We don't have that. His antenna. We should look up how he uses antenna. They're part of his senses. Like we have our 5 senses, but those have to do with feeling and sight. Finding his way, finding his food. That's how he takes in information about where he lives, to find food and to get away from somebody that wants to eat him. And here is the African elephant foot. I have 2 views of the elephant foot in this book. Let's see what it says. This foot belongs to the largest land animal, the African elephant. He can get up to 13 feet tall and weigh as much as 14,000 pounds. So what do you do with a foot like that? You're very sure-footed if you have a foot like that. And you can probably defend yourself with a foot like that. And I even have, so look at my foot compared to the elephant foot. I have a footprint. This came from Audubon Zoo 27 years ago. They made the elephant step on a piece of paper and they traced its footprint, and then they cut it out on material and gave it to teachers, and I got one. So you can actually stand on it and see your size foot compared to the elephant size foot, which is a lot like the one in the book. You can kind of see the toes here. So this is for getting away in defense and movement. It helps the animal to survive. And it just so happens I have a giant elephant ear pattern too. Elephants at the zoo are trained so they can take care of them. So they had the elephant lay down and they traced his ear. And look at that with my hand compared to it. That's a long ear. And you know, the elephant uses his ear as a way to keep cool, like a big giant fan. That would be a good invention. And there's just all the animals in the book. So the last thing I have to remind you is, once we study all of these parts and we make our claim, we're thinking about making an invention based on the animal kingdom. So think about the animal body parts and what could we invent based on animal parts that we have seen. Okay, there'll be more on Friday. Thanks for listening.